Canada is known for its beauty, its quiet towns, endless forests, and peaceful landscapes.
But it also has a darker side.
One that doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, those are the ones we are talking about.
All of them.
True crime,
Hauntings,
unexplained encounters,
and the stories that should have stayed buried, but didn't.
We're Thick Thighs and Creepy Vibes, a Canadian podcast digging into the stories behind the headlines.
And the ones that never made it there in the first place.
Every week, we cover real cases, real places, and real people from across the country.
Because nothing ever happens here is rarely true.
And once a month, we bring you some Sunday scaries, a little collaboration of real-life horror stories.
No filters, just straight chaos.
Content warning. We cover violence, disappearances, and disturbing events.
Listener discretion is advised.
So if you like your stories dark,
your humor is slightly inappropriate,
and your curiosity is a little too strong for your own good,
then you're in the right place.
Because Canada is not a boring place.
It's just really good at hiding things.
So if you want to hear more about Canada's dark side,
then listen to Thick Thighs and Creepy Vibes, wherever you find your podcast.
Canadian Creepies is recorded on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, under the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. These lands and waters have been cared for since long before Canada existed, and they remain deeply important to Indigenous communities today. As we tell stories about darkness, injustice, and memory, I want to acknowledge the very real histories of colonization, violence, and erasure that Indigenous peoples continue to endure. A land acknowledgement can't undo that harm, but it is a reminder to keep listening, learning, and supporting in truth and reconciliation in meaningful ways. We share these stories not to forget, but to shine light, always with respect for peoples and nations whose land we live on. Canadian Creepies covers true crime, dark history, and disturbing events. Some episodes may include graphic descriptions or sensitive subject matter. We do our best to handle every story with care and respect for those affected. That said, we sometimes use humor and sarcasm as a way to process heavy content, never to disrespect victims, survivors, or their families. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Canadian Creepies. I'm your co-host, Valerie.
And I'm your co-host, Amanda Joy.
Welcome to part 2 of how Canada's government contributed to the genocide of Palestinians, otherwise known as episode 69B. And also I want to say that this is pre-recorded before part 1 comes out. So if there, knock on wood, if there happens to be a bunch of discourse that you're expecting me to respond to in this episode, I will not be, because I haven't seen the Discord yet. Yeah. I'm time traveling. Ooh. Yeah. How are you?
You know, digging that it's finally nice out and not cold and rainy.
It's so nice out. It is really nice out. There was something I wanted to say. Oh, Ariana Grande's new song is good.
I did see your TikTok about liking Madonna and Sabrina Carpenter, and yeah. I can relate. Yeah, I can relate. I'm a big Sabrina Carpenter fan, actually.
Right? And then I just saw this one video of Madonna. It must have been the Confessions on a Dance Floor.
Right.
No. Whatever album. Music makes the people. Whatever album that was on, it must have been that to her. And she is wearing a black, like, thick tank top, like thick, strapped tank top. I kept thinking of striped. And it just says, like, Mother bejeweled on it.
Right.
I put this in my, like, story the other day. And then she does 15 jump squats. And she is 43. And, like, when you watch that video, her arms, oh, my God, it's insane.
I don't even think I could do 3, and I'm not
just
even
Mother.
40 yet.
And all male backup dancers.
I mean, I know.
Yes, Mother.
How old is she now?
She was giving Mother before we even used that as a term. Actually, I think the gay guys have always used that.
Yes, I think so.
So I take back what I say.
Same with Catholics, but in a different way.
Mother Superior jumped the gun. Mother Superior jumped the gun. Okay. Before I forget, I want to do comments. I already read that one. That was last week. I did Shannon versus Shark.
Yep.
This week, Shelby messaged, I think when she was listening to the second part of Kai, and she asked, have you ever done a missing person episode?
Oh, I think
yes, we have.
I think we did talk about this last week.
We did this one last week too? Oh.
She's on top of things.
I'm on top of it. Then guess what? I don't even need these. Well, I'm going to keep them for... I must have just copied the whole folder.
Oh, yeah.
Silly me. Okay, well, nothing new in regards... Well, I want to hear from you guys. And this is something I'm really excited about. And we're not posting about this on social media yet because we want it to be a little Easter egg for listeners first. If you're an artist and you listen to Canadian Creepies, I want to collaborate with you on merch, but in a way that actually supports you. You'd sell everything through your own shop, your Etsy, your Shopify, whatever you already use, and we'd just be adding a new piece together so you stay fully in control of your work. Every sale, you keep the majority of the profit, and we take a smaller commission through a code or link. You'll also get your own discount code to offer listeners, which helps drive traffic directly to your shop. And we'll be promoting you, not just the merch, across Canadian Creepy socials and here on the podcast. On top of that, part of what we make is being donated to Niagara Reproductive Justice and pay your rent. So it's ethical, it's collaborative, and it actually pays artists. If you're hearing this, you're kind of getting first dibs. So reach out. I would genuinely love to work with you.
She means that really, 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 really.
I mean it.
I'm in the process of creating some Canadian Creepies related art.
Yes, that'll be great.
Yes, yes.
And Christine, as always, this episode is researched by Christine, our girl Christine.
Mother.
Queen Christine. Yeah, Mother Christine. She is already done the Robert Pickton book. So that is up for grabs. Should I say a price? No, should I? I'm not coming. I don't know yet. We're still mulling around a price for it.
There's a lot of work that goes into it. It looks really cool.
Christina's put a lot of work into it. Probably upwards of $100 though, because it also has little hidden Easter eggs hinting at future episodes we're going to do. Mm-hmm. So not only is it like a handmade piece of art that's interactive, it also is like giving away some of our upcoming secrets.
It's kind of Scooby-Doo-ish.
I mean, it's a little mystery for you to solve in there. So
it's a mystery book.
And we want to make sure, Christine, listen, we're ethical. If you know me by now, you know I like to pay my people.
This is true.
And Christine has put a lot of effort and time into it, and they're awesome and cool. So it's a Robert Pickton Book of the Dead with clues and different things from the Robert Pickton case.
Which was the first episode. And it's up for grabs. It is available. Canadian Creep, you can contact us in any way to get a hold of it.
Speaking of Christine.
First come, first serve.
Yes, that too. They're one of a kind.
Yes.
Speaking of Christine, she has also very thoughtfully put together seed packets. Now, this is something that is only available to people in Canada. We can't be selling plant seeds.
Unfortunately, we cannot. We cannot.
Some of them are invasive to other ecosystems and whatnot.
It's got to be Canadian soil, Canadian worms.
But we want to say thank you so much to the Ottawa Wildflower Seed Library for partnering with us and providing seeds for our community. The work that they have been doing is genuinely incredible. The Ottawa Wildflower Seed Library is a grassroots organization focused on protecting biodiversity by giving away free native wildflower seeds and teaching people how to grow gardens that support bees, butterflies, birds, and other local wildlife. Their mission is rooted in accessibility, education, reciprocity, and environmental stewardship. Through free seed giveaways, workshops, and community education, they have helped thousands of people across Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia, creating pollinator-friendly spaces and reconnecting with native ecosystems. In just one recent year, they have donated over 100,000 seed packages from hundreds of native species to schools, individuals, and community projects. So we're so grateful to be able to share some of their seeds with our listeners and community.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Supporting native plants means supporting the entire web of life around us. So please go check out the amazing work being done by the Ottawa Wildflower Seed Library. And of course, hit us up if you want your own packet of wildflower seeds.
They're free.
Free.
And this is technically like the first bit of Canadian Creepies merch. You're going to get a little Canadian Creepy stamp on there. And I'll send you a button.
They're really cute.
They're really cute buttons. I will send you one. Just let us know. They're yours. They're for you. Should we get back into it?
Let's jump in.
Okay, we're going to jump right in. Going to go with the references.
There's a lot.
Christine, thank you again. Here are the references. Al-Haq 2024, the Norwegian Refugee Council, April 2026. Save the Children International, April 2026. UN Women, April 2026. OCHA, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, May 2026. The Poles Project, October 25. Global Affairs Canada, May 2024 and 2026. CBC News and Global News. Canadians for Justice and Peace in the Middle East, May 2026. Project Plowshares, 2024. International Court of Justice, or ICJ. UN News and the European Union, April 2026. McMahon-Hussein Correspondence, 1915, and Balfour Declaration, 1917. Major General Patrick Camert, I think it's Patrick Camert. Victor Levant, 1986. Michael K. Carroll, 2009. UN Special Committee on Palestine. Archives, 1947. UN Security Council Resolution 2803, 2025. Physicians for Human Rights, January 2026. The Maple, 2026. The Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives. CBC Radio, As It Happens, March 2024. And Al Monitor Reuters, 2025.
She did her research.
She did her research, and we love it.
They're a row.
Yeah. And we're going to hop right in with a section, Christine, titled Trying to Survive. So,
perhaps Christine.
Here are 3 survivor accounts that capture the emotional and violent reality of the crisis. And I think, before I get too far into it, I was thinking, I think I wanted to do some clarification from last week. You know what? I think I clarified it last week. Never mind. I'm overthinking it. Okay. The visa starvation of Ismail and Lena Karshali. This story is the ultimate critique of Canadian bureaucratic failure. Swasan Karashuli, a woman living in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, spent months and thousands of dollars trying to navigate the federal government's labyrinth visa program to save her brother Ismail and her 25-year-old niece, Lena. Ismail Karshali was a 67-year-old retired education director. By all accounts, a man who spent his life building the future for others. And, education director in Canada. So helping Canadian children and people get educated, just saying. By all accounts, a man who spent his life building the future of others. He was the brother of Swanson Karashuli. Lena Karsholi was a 25-year-old woman. She was Ismail's daughter and a law student. She was in the middle of her graduate degree when the war began, representing the stolen potential of an entire generation of Palestinian women. Sawsan and her son Marcus applied for the temporary... Okay, wait. Brother of... Sawsan. Okay. Sawsan and her son Marcus applied for the temporary resident visa the very day the program opened in January 2024. This is so recent.
Yeah. When people are like, oh, it's ancient history.
This would be happening. They did everything right. They paid the fees, filled out the confusing forms, and Sausan even spent her time in Ontario setting up a bedroom for Ismail, buying furniture and clothes so he'd have a home waiting for him. While the paperwork sat in an inbox in Ottawa, Ismail slowly starved to death in northern Gaza. Ismail died on March 4th, 2024. His heart simply gave out from prolonged malnutrition. He didn't die from a bomb. He died because his body ran out of fuel while waiting for a piece of paper from Ottawa.
That's fucking bullshit.
Lena had to watch her father's heart fail because they were surviving on a single date per day and drinking sewage water, unsanitary stagnant water, just to keep their organs from seizing.
That is gut-wrenching.
No one on this planet deserves that. That is like, nobody deserves to starve to death in 2026.
Right?
Nobody
or
should be starving.
2024. In the 20s, 2000s,
nobody should be
1900s.
starving. When we have this much money on this planet, nobody should be starving to death. Sausan found out her brother had died through a Facebook post. Lena is 25, completely alone in a war zone, with no surviving immediate family, and because of the narrow Canadian connection rules, she doesn't technically qualify for the emergency visa that was meant for her father. The Canadian visa program only applied to immediate family, parents, siblings, and children. While Ismail qualified as Sausan's brother, Lena does not qualify as Sausan's niece. This is a horror story where the monster isn't a ghost or killer in the woods. It's a government official in a climate-controlled office in Ottawa who decided that 1,000 visas were enough, and that a niece isn't family enough to be saved from starvation.
I couldn't imagine if that was my nephew. Like,
right?
Not a chance in hell. Like, fuck.
And there's, as we can see from like everything that's going on in the States and the laws that are quickly being changed and the deportations and the quick formations of like militia groups that are government funded, if they can do that very quickly, we can figure out a safe way to get Palestinian people out. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not
impossible.
It's not impossible, and it's not that hard if people apply nuance and compassion.
It reminds me of, like, people need to put themselves in other people's shoes. And there's a movie from the 90s, and I literally watched it not too long ago with John. And it has Matthew McConaughey and Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey. And Samuel L. Jackson he's in court. I can't remember exactly why, but his little daughter was, like, raped. And
Murder in the First.
Maybe?
No. It's oh my
and he's being represented by Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, I know exactly. A Time to Kill.
Yes, thank you. A Time to Kill. And he was like, do whatever you do. They're only doing this because she was a black girl. And Matthew McConaughey's like line that won the jury over was, picture this happening to this little girl, and this is happening to her, and now picture that she's white. And like the entire courtroom was like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
But that was what got Samuel L. Jackson's character off, because it was his little girl who was a black little girl, and they were in the South, racist, right? So just because it's not your family doesn't mean it couldn't be.
That's right. And if any government anywhere is okay with people starving, like, don't kid yourself that like our government couldn't you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In the wrong hands or whatever, in the right hands, in the wrong hands. Okay.
I know what you were trying to say.
You know what I'm trying to say. This next, I don't want to say story. This next experience is called Nancy's Loss, Miscarriage on the Asphalt. I don't know how to say asphalt. This account from the Nusrat refugee camp highlights the destruction of reproductive autonomy and the physical violence of displacement. Nancy Abu Matroud was 23 and was 6 months pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. Oof, that's young. That's young to be pregnant with twins. She was forced to flee from her home on foot. She wasn't just fleeing, she was a human pack mule. She walked for over half a day, roughly 10 kilometers, carrying her 2-year-old daughter, Etra, on her back. Oh my goodness. This woman is so young. I have nothing but admiration for her. Yeah. Carrying her 2-year-old daughter, Etra, on her back while simultaneously pushing her injured husband, Faraj, on a makeshift cart. Under the stress of the march and the lack of medical care, she began to miscarry while walking.
Oh.
She miscarried her twins, Fariha and Mahmoud, on the bare asphalt of a road. There were no ambulances, and the hospitals were either destroyed or so overwhelmed they couldn't admit her for post-loss care. Which, by the way, is very important. You see a doctor after a miscarriage. Very, 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 very important. Under the sheer physical strain of pushing the cart and psychological terror of the drones overhead, Nancy went into premature labor. She described gasping for air as the world collapsed around her. In her own words to the Polls Project, I only realized I had given birth when I saw a tiny body drop to the ground. She gave birth to her twins right there on the bare, sun-baked asphalt. There were no ambulances, no paramedics. Nancy spread the only cloth she had, wrapped the tiny fragile bodies of her newborns, and kept walking.
Oh.
Kept walking? My God.
She still has her 2-year-old and her husband to take care of.
She carried her dead infants in the remaining kilometers to the Nusrat camp, hoping against hope that a hospital could do something. When she reached the hospital in Nusrat, the hospitals confirmed what she already knew. The twins had passed. But because the hospital was overflowing with more urgent trauma victims from recent bombings, there was no bed for her. And honestly, like what can they do? What can they do?
Yeah.
What can they do?
They are overwhelmed. There's not enough, probably even medical personnel alive to help if they wanted to.
Nancy was sent back out into the dirt of a tent camp without receiving any postpartum care. She had no medicine, no clean water, and couldn't even find sanitary pads. She had to use old, dirty rags provided by a neighbor to manage the physical aftermath of the birth. Imagine that. Being 23 years old and having to carry your own dead children across a finish line that doesn't even have a bed for you. Nancy Abu Matroud didn't lose her babies. The system took them. It took them via a forced march. It took them via a 10-kilometer stretch of asphalt, and it took them via a healthcare system that Canada helps keep under-resourced by tiptoeing around aid and arms. That's not a tragedy. That's a fucking crime scene that spans from Gaza to Ottawa. Christine, you ate with that line. Fucking ate.
Nom, 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 nom. Left no crumbs.
Left no crumbs. It's not a war on terror when the collateral damage is a 23-year-old woman delivering twins onto a road because she had to push her husband's cart for 10 clicks under sniper fire. That's just a fucking horror movie where the audience is the Canadian government watching from the front row. Nancy's story is a brutal illustration of what human rights organizations have termed reproductive violence. This isn't just a sad story. It's a systemic execution of the future, happening in real time on a stretch of road known as the Corridor of Death.
This makes me so mad when people are like, my tax dollars, my tax dollars. You know what?
They're not going to help these people.
And you know what? The tax dollars were going to help people who were at, Auschwitz and concentration camps. And I bet people were saying the same thing then. And now we're like, oh, what a tragedy. Yeah. That's so
there's
sad.
Nothing we can do.
Oh my goodness. That's heartbreaking.
There's nothing we can do.
But there was things. And back then people were bitching and complaining. And now you think it's horrific because the rest of the world sees it as horrific. But at the time, people were complaining.
Also, genocide is a war crime. Just saying.
Just saying.
That's something I also wanted to clear up about these episodes. This is considered true crime because a genocide is a war crime. A war crime is a crime. Thank you. True crime.
For people who say politics don't belong in everything, they already do.
Yeah.
They control...
Yeah. You can think they don't belong in everything all you want, but they're already involved. So.
They control what you eat, how you eat, how you make your money, how you move through the city, how you drink your water.
I was thinking... I went to a birthday party for one of Felix's friends the other day, and I was thinking... And we had to Uber from St. Catharines to Niagara Falls. Mm-hmm. Kyle paid for one way. I paid for the other way. So like $30. But I was thinking on the way, on like the Uber back, I was like, fuck, like imagine how much better would it be if there was just a train, that's like a train that's convenient, like the goat, the GO train that's every half an hour or whatever it is, every 15 minutes. People would absolutely use that. Anyway, That's another.
But that's been
on its way for fucking 100 years.
Oh, we were supposed to have a helicopter that takes us to and from
Why
Toronto.
do we need a helicopter?
There used to be a boat, like a ferry, that would take you from Niagara or like St. Catharines, I think it was, to Toronto. And then they got rid of it. And then they were like, we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. Guess what's not back?
The ferry.
The ferry.
Okay, let's get back to this. The detention of number 12. The story of number 12 is a visceral look at the dehumanization inherent in the detention system. In human rights documentation, survivors are often assigned numbers to protect their identities from retaliation. But in the case of this woman, the number was literally written on a plastic tag and tightened around her wrist, becoming her only identity during her ordeal.
That kind of sounds like the tattoos on Auschwitz.
On
the
Jewish people,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Oh my goodness. Your concentration camp number.
And again, we are not criticizing Jewish folks at all.
No,
I am criticizing the people who hold the money.
Who think that this is okay to let it go on for as long as it has.
And who have used propaganda to brainwash their citizens.
I literally had a conversation with somebody yesterday who was trying to say that all the people that ICE has detained were criminals, violent criminals and offenders. I don't know
who you talked to.
And I was like...
Who is in your circle?
I was like, listen. I was like, do you listen to anything like geopolitical? She was like, no, not really. I was like, oh.
Let me tell you. A 2024 report from Al Hack and UN Women details the harrowing experience of a woman referred to as detainee number 12, who was arbitrarily detained by the IDF, Israeli Defense Force, that we talked about could at any given time be made up of mostly 18-year-olds who are doing
Your frontal lobe isn't developed.
And you're giving them guns.
And putting them in high-stress situations to make life-or-death situations for other people.
And they're demolishing people's homes.
They are already angsty.
How do you be proud of your child when they're doing that is beyond. She was a university student, young and educated, which made her a target for intense psychological interrogation. She was detained while trying to move through a safe corridor in early 2024. Upon her arrest, she was forced to strip in front of soldiers. One soldier ordered her to take off her hijab, or jibab, which is an outer garment, then her shirt and trousers, and shake them off to prove she wasn't carrying anything. And are those true men of religion if you're doing that?
Yeah.
Are you a true man of God or whoever it is that you worship?
Whatever faith.
If you are doing that,
I mean, well, look at people who are in Christianity. Love thy neighbor. But who is without sin cast the first stone. Yet you're going to disown your gay son.
Yeah.
That is...
Right? We're like, it's not about the religion. It's about the money. Now, who would do... Don't clip it. And I'm allowed... Anyway, no, it's not about the religion. It's really not.
It's people who hide behind religion as an excuse to make...
Thank you.
To defend their
God, we've been doing this podcast
choices.
long enough. You can pick up what I'm putting down. Thank you.
I knew what you were saying.
Okay. This was done in an open or semi-exposed area. A tactic designed to shatter the dignity of women from conservative backgrounds. I hate that. Do something better with your time than come up with a way to shatter the confidence of a conservative woman. And that's coming from somebody who's a leftist.
And when she says left, she's out in that fucking field.
I'm left field, left outfield. For all you sports people. Female detainees have reported being forced to undress in front of male soldiers, being denied menstrual products, and being threatened with sexual assault as an interrogation tactic. Soldiers told these women that they were being filmed to prove Hamas was using them as shields, while simultaneously dragging them by their hair across schoolyards. In one of the most legally horrifying moments, she was forced to sign a document while blindfolded. She has no idea if she was signing a confession, a waiver of rights, or a death warrant. She was forced to sit on cold sand for hours in the middle of winter. When she asked for a blanket, the soldiers refused. Like, that's so, all of this is against human rights.
Yeah.
All of this. While she sat in silence, she was forced to listen. Like, and these are also things that serial killers do to their victims. These are, what are the parallels here?
And narcissists.
And yeah, what are the fucking parallels here? Go listen to a serial killer case we've done. Go listen to a killer case we've done. It's similar shit.
And notice how it's men doing this to everybody.
Again, thank you. Mm-hmm. It's not all men.
But it's most of them. I'll say it, and you can clip that.
Yeah. Okay. Women were forced to relieve themselves in the open in front of others under the gaze of guards, which number 12 described as more painful than the physical hunger. She was eventually released in early 2024, but the psychological brand remains. Completely understandable. Mm-hmm. Her story represents the hundreds of Palestinian women who have been disappeared into the Israeli prison system without charge, often subjected to sexualized threats and physical degradation.
That does kind of sound like what... Oh, Daisy. Daisy,
now,
girl.
and here's a question just for before you go on to the next part, because I had this thought while we were going through that. Daisy, what is it? She has something to say.
Daisy's a sassy girl.
You. Yeah, you. Still haunting the same old fast fashion? Time to dig up something better with Back from the Dead Goods, a Canadian small business where forgotten threads get a second life and sustainability meets spooky. This isn't just upcycled clothing. It's resurrected fashion with an eerie edge. Handpicked, reworked, and revived, every piece is as unique as a ghost story whispered at midnight. And because you're a part of the Canadian Creepies family, you get an exclusive deal. Use code Canadian Creepies at checkout for 10% off. Find them lurking on Instagram, Etsy, and Poshmark. Links are in the episode description. Give your wardrobe a second chance at life, if you dare. Hey creeps, it's Valerie here, and if you're anything like us, you love capturing a moment, whether it's spooky, sweet, or somewhere delightfully in between. Let me introduce you to our go-to for stunning shots, darkroom photography based right here in the heart of the Niagara region. Mel, the brilliant eye behind the lens, is a lifestyle and creative photographer who brings a little bit of magic and maybe a touch of mystery to every session. She's got all her prices listed right on her website, super transparent, no tricks. And she runs killer seasonal specials around Mother's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and more. I'm telling you, her Halloween sessions, creepy perfection. So, if you're in the Niagara area and looking to capture memories that are hauntingly beautiful, hit up Mel at mel@darkroomphotography.ca or check out her work at www.darkroomphotography.ca. That's Darkroom Photography, where your memories come to life, even in the dark. Looking for your next obsession? The Creators Collective Podcasts is your gateway to the dark, the chilling, and the downright fascinating. We're a community of independent podcasts with one goal: to share the best in true crime, paranormal tales, folklore, and unexplained mysteries. Whether you crave cold cases that won't stay closed, haunted histories that refuse to be forgotten, or stories that make you sleep with the lights on, there's a show waiting for you in the collective. And when you join us, you're not just listening to one podcast. You're stepping into a world of creators who love this stuff as much as you do. Check out the Creators Collective today. Follow the link in our show notes to discover your next favorite podcast. We'll be waiting for you. Support reproductive justice in Niagara. Niagara Reproductive Justice is a grassroots collective based in the Niagara region of Ontario, working to increase visibility and access to sexual and reproductive health care. They support people seeking abortion and other essential care by offering transportation, financial assistance, logistical help, and emotional support. Here's how you can help. You can make a one-time donation. Send an e-transfer to niagarareproductivejustice@gmail.com. Your support helps cover costs like gas for volunteer drivers, overnight stays, childcare, and other urgent needs. You can also support monthly via Patreon. Join their Patreon and support the cause month to month. It's patreon.com/Niagara Reproductive Justice. And you can volunteer your time. NRJ is always looking for volunteers to help with driving, outreach, admin support, and community organizing. If you're looking to make a real impact in the Niagara region, this is a great place to start. Contact them via email or DM them on Instagram or Facebook to learn more. You can find them on Instagram at Niagara Reproductive Justice and on Facebook at Niagara Reproductive Justice. Help amplify access to reproductive care right here in our own backyard. Whether you donate, volunteer, or spread the word, you're a part of the movement.
Daisy just needed to go outside.
Girl's got to go.
Listen, she knows what she wants. She's got to do what she's got to do, and she has to let us know about it. That's all.
Exactly.
She's a good girl.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the fragile ceasefire in Gaza.
Okay. Story time.
The fragile ceasefire, as of May 2026, like this past month, that recent, people.
May 20. Oh, it's just June now.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
God.
June. It's June 2nd when we're recording.
June 2nd. Okay.
Is a master class in what happens when peace is just a PR term for intensity slaughter.
Yeah.
I like that term.
Yeah, low intensity slaughter.
It. That's a fair assessment. It was signed on October 10th of 2025. But for the women and families on the ground, the war never actually ended. It just stopped being the headline. Since the ceasefire began in October of 2025, over 820 Palestinians have been killed, 2,300 have been injured, if not more, as of May of this year. Reports indicate that Israel has violated the agreement over 2,400 times through air raids, artillery shelling, and the directly shooting at civilians.
Basically, he keeps being like, yeah, we're going to stop. Yeah, sure.
Don't touch that hot stove as your hand is on the stove.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, I'm not touching it.
It's more like your boyfriend who's like, yeah, I'm going to stop making out with girls for sure.
Listen, you can trust me.
Yeah.
With his fingers crossed behind his back.
For sure. No. I told you I'm going to stop making out with other girls.
You're making a big deal out of nothing, babe.
And then he's going to go out that night and make out with other girls.
3 of them, in fact.
And I'm being nice when I say make out.
She means other things.
Yeah, I do.
So we're calling it a ceasefire because technically the bombs are falling slightly less often than rain in Vancouver. But 800 people died during a truce, and that's not peace. It's just a more effective way of managing a massacre while the diplomats take a coffee break. Christine.
I know.
The current geopolitical framework is UN Resolution 2803, which endorses a comprehensive plan to end the conflict.
It's not that hard. Just stop dropping bombs.
Just stop.
Just pull your troops out. Say, hey, that's enough.
Don't
stop.
Don't
give up on trying to take the land.
You don't need to put the plane in the sky.
There's no two-state solution. The solution is stop trying to take the land. That's it.
Just don't.
Stop trying to colonize Palestine.
Just don't.
Straight up.
Go touch grass. Go walk a dog. Read a book.
Make a friend. Even.
Make a friend. Because I'm sure
Make a friend.
I'm sure they don't have any.
Who isn't forced to be your friend.
Who isn't a woman
via the IDF
and behind a jail cell who's forced to pee in front of you, okay?
Honestly, or like a guy who's also like, make a friend who challenges your opinions.
Because
I'm related to so many people who challenge my opinions.
Whether she likes it or not.
You can't choose your family. I love them.
So the Board of Peace, or BOP.
Stop it.
It's B, capital B, little O.
You know what else we call BOPs?
Do tell.
Oh, like cam girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bops.
Yeah.
Like Ari Kitsia.
Bop.
Love her. I don't. That's made it seem like I watch her videos. She's also an influencer on TikTok who does and she's very funny. She has these funny videos that's like...
2 things can be true at the same time,
Two things can be true. A girl can be good on camera, and I could not have subscribed and enjoy her comedy content.
See? It's a crazy world we're living in, people.
If I ever do, I mean, I guess now I'm obligated to let you know, but I don't think I will. I don't think I will.
So the Board of Peace is a transitional administration set up to govern Gaza. I just choked on air.
Well, careful.
Air be dangerous these days. It's chaired by former leaders like Donald Trump and Tony Blair. Christine is eye-rolling here.
These were the people at the Board of Peace?
Yes.
I'm smoking some weed.
These are the people. I think you need it. Donald Trump is on the Board of Peace.
I can't even with that.
Tony Blair.
That's the British guy? Ugh.
How much peace are we talking about here? Because Donald Trump is literally in the middle of a war right now.
I'm good. That's your toke break, everybody.
I literally just sat here waiting for her to stop her cough attack. I was like, okay. So the catch is, the plan demands the full disarmament of the Hamas. Because Hamas has rejected internal guardianship and refused to hand over weapons without a clear path to statehood, the ceasefire is currently fraying. Just this month, or at least, or the last month, depending on when this airs, Christine says. Good catch, girl.
Yeah.
May 3rd of 2026, the Israeli Security Cabinet met to discuss renewing a full-scale war because of these stalled negotiations. A joint UNUE report from April of 2026 delivered the soul-crushing assessment: developmental collapse, which is the destruction of schools, hospitals, and homes that has set development in Gaza back by 77 years.
Yeah, there's no airport even anymore. Like, you cannot fly into the Palestine airport anymore. And there was one.
So, hospitals.
Hospitals gone, schools gone.
Grocery stores.
Imagine all the infrastructure around you just disappearing.
No Netflix.
Your Netflix is gone. Your internet
everything.
Gone.
Phone calls.
Enjoy your date for the day, literally.
And this is why, like, the families that are over in Canada...
Try and go get a hold of, like... I was thinking the other day... Sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's okay.
I was thinking the other day... So, I live in Niagara Falls. My ex-husband and my son and, like, his new wife and my son, too, they live in St. Catharines. And I was like, what if, like, everything went down? We have no plan for that. Where are we meeting? Are we meeting in the middle? I think we would go to them, maybe.
So I have military family from the States. So I have go bags. My mom has go bags. The dog has go bags.
You guys would.
We've got go bags. And every once in a while, my mom will come back from the States and be like, Ethan has this for you. And it's like... I don't know, like one of those like crank AM, FM, AM radios, like a ham radio.
Great. Well, start giving me the extra stuff. Start giving me the extra stuff.
She's got like a
I'll do an unboxing. Look what we got from Beth today.
Societal collapse. Go bag.
Yeah.
Like they literally make them for pets.
Make sure you get your own. Ours will work if you just crank it.
Oh, but seriously though, like I think about what would happen if Niagara Falls collapsed, because like we have that train that cuts through the entire city, like cuts it right in half.
Yeah.
If a train stalled on those tracks halfway through the city, we would be so cut off.
Well, we do.
Right?
Have to go around.
How? You have to go around the entire city.
Yeah.
Like, these are the things we think about in our spare time.
I know.
So the economically, the region has contracted by 84%. The cost of resistance, it will estimate it. I can't speak. It will take an estimated $71 billion over the next decade just to rebuild this area.
See, it's cost more, and you know what? Because Israel wants to rebuild it.
Yeah.
They want to rebuild it.
Yep.
They don't care. They have that money. They actually have that money from people avoiding paying their taxes in the States. They actually have that money.
Those are our exasperated sighs for you.
You know?
Over 60 billion of Gaza's population has lost their home. In May of 2026, 2 in 3 children are currently at risk of infection due to a plague of rats and pests in the displacement camps.
Like, is this a fucking 1800s? Oh, the bubonic plague is making a comeback? That's fucked up, guys.
I wouldn't be surprised. I heard that diphtheria was infesting a place, right? Like,
I hate that.
I can't remember where it was because I was just like, nope, I can't even read this right now. I need some sort of endorphins to make me feel good, and this is not going to help today.
I need sun for a minute.
And I need to touch grass.
Yes.
So as of May 2026, over 50% of the hospitals are non-functional for survivors like Nancy, who we discussed earlier. This means that there is still no place to recover. Heart patients are currently dying because basic pacemakers and blood pressure medication aren't available due to ongoing blockades on medical spare parts. blockades on medication.
And food and water, as we discussed.
Every basic necessity.
Yeah.
So the world is patting itself on the back for a ceasefire signed last year. But in May of 2026, kids are still dying of plague, grandma can't get her heart meds, and the IDF is still periodically bombing apartment blocks to remove threats. If this is a space of what peace looks like, I'd hate to see what our government thinks is a disaster. It's like stopping the fire by letting it smolder in the basement while you tell the neighbor everything is fine.
Yeah.
It's like I can still see smoke coming out of your windows.
Yeah.
Are you sure the fire's gone?
Yeah. I also wanted to... so Hamas, I was waiting for people... never mind. I'm overthinking it again. Either way, I just want to read what I Googled, though. The Canadian government has not contributed to Hamas. Canada has officially designated Hamas as a terrorist entity under the criminal code since 2002, which makes it illegal for any Canadian person or organization to knowingly participate or contribute to the group. Yeah. I don't think you guys could Google more if you want to know more.
I don't completely trust that. Trust that the government isn't doing something with Hamas. Have you seen the show so far? It's all about what happened, why there was so much cocaine in the States, and in low-income areas in the States, they were funneling it. It was like the war on drugs was funded by the state. I feel like that would absolutely be happening here.
That is a theory.
Go watch the show Snowfall too. It's fucking amazing.
The West Bank nightmare. As of May 4th, 2026, the situation in the West Bank has shifted from a simmering crisis to a full-scale humanitarian emergency that human rights groups are calling forcible transfer by coercion. While Gaza is in a fragile ceasefire, the West Bank is seeing an intentional escalation designed to drive Palestinians out of rural areas and into crowded urban centers. The statistics for 2026 are staggering. Save the Children and OCHA reported in April that settler violence has forced 10 times more children from their homes in the first 3 months of 2026 than in the same period of the previous 3 years. 685 children were displaced between January and March 2026 alone, because the majority of people that are being displaced in Gaza are not Hamas members, are not mean men. They are literally women, children, and the elderly. That is the majority of people who are being displaced. Children describe their walk to school as a path of fear, as the path of fear. Reports document settlers hitting children, tearing up their textbooks, and stealing their school bags to terrorize them into staying home.
They're kids!
What is that doing? That is taking away education. Mm-hmm. If people aren't educated, they don't know their rights, they don't know how to defend themselves, they're less confident. And again, that is another tactic that Hitler used. He took away education. Mm-hmm. And what happened with slavery in the United States? For a while, people of color weren't allowed to be educated. And if I'm not mistaken, we probably did the same thing to Japanese people during World War II. And Indigenous folks, residential schools.
We did it before We did it before World War II. The Pacific Railway was built with Japanese and Chinese slave labor.
So they're
any Asian children.
This is not a new tactic. This is a very common war colonizer tactic.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, they're just man, this was a good play. Let's do this again.
I can't remember. I feel terrible. I can't remember the name of the first black girl who went to an all-white school. She has a TikTok. It was not that long ago.
Yeah, she has TikTok.
She has a TikTok. It was...
I'm going to find it.
Not that long ago. Yes, please. I did know it because I used it in an argument with my mother not too long ago. And now I feel really bad that I can't remember.
See, people, if you're leftist and you're arguing with your right family, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
You're not the only one. But we love our family. We see our family. We talk to our family.
My sister, when we last voted, she literally walked up to my dad and she was like, I just voted to cancel out your vote. Things not to say to my autistic dad who refuses to believe autism is a thing.
Exactly. Ruby Bridges.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I thought that, but I didn't say it. Actually, I was thinking of Rosa Parks. So.
I was thinking Rosa Parks too, but I know that was not.
It's because they're both ours. It's because
yes.
they're both ours and around the same time.
It was around the same time, and
we weren't taught
ours.
this history in school. We've had to teach ourselves this.
No, Rosa Parks was the back of the bus. Who was like,
yeah.
no, I'm not sitting here.
Yeah. Okay. Jumping back in. We're really winning hearts and minds when a 10-year-old's greatest threat isn't a failing grade, but a grown man with a rifle who wants to steal his backpack. It's a bold new strategy. If you can't win the argument, just make sure the next generation can't read. Exactly, Christine. That's what we were saying. A landmark April 2026 report from the Norwegian Refugee Council revealed a horrifying trend in the West Bank. The deliberate use of sexualized harassment and intimidation to force families to flee. More than 70% of displaced households identified threats to women and children, specifically sexualized violence, as the decisive reason they left their ancestral lands. That's honestly, somebody's coming, you're like, oh my God, they're on our street. They're coming up to your door and they're saying, if you don't leave, I'm going to rape your wife and child. What do?
Yeah.
You pack as much as you can and you fucking go. Violence has moved from the checkpoints into the domestic and intimate spaces. Survivors report settlers entering bedrooms, engaging in indecent exposure, because these are children. These are 18-year-olds who were given rifles and told, go defend our homeland.
And they're just sent off by themselves. It's not like there's like a sergeant or lieutenant.
There's not like a 40-year-old leading the charge.
Who's like, listen, I'm the general here. I make the rules. Don't do X, Y, Z. They have no supervision.
Yeah.
It's a fucking free-for-all.
Yeah. Survivors report settlers, and the threatening rape in the presence of Israeli forces who, according to the report, rarely intervene. This is a calculated psychological weapon. It fractures the family unit and renders continued civilian residence untenable by attacking the very sense of safety within the home. And Christine says, I'm going to go a little off track here as I want to highlight sexualized intimidation and violence used in war conditions. This is a topic I'm very passionate about. Eat, Christine. You're cooking. We're
doing our little finger claps. You can't hear them because I don't have my nails right now.
Thumb to first finger. Yeah.
Go off, queen. Go off.
Mother. For centuries, she's like not that much older than us.
I know. I think she's
so
like
sorry.
4
Please
years
don't be offended by that.
She's like
We're
4 years
like,
older than me.
Sometimes like I'm mother. You can call me mother if you want. This is really just like a long phone call with Christine, reading her work back to her.
The thing is, we know she listens to this because she will immediately message us.
And commentaries along with it. She's laughing right now. Her and Chris are knee slapping away. Hey, Chris.
What up?
Let's hop back in to this topic that Christine is very passionate about. For centuries, sexual violence was dismissed as an unavoidable byproduct of war or spoils of war. It wasn't until the late 20th century that the world began to legally acknowledge it as a deliberate tactic of genocide and ethnic cleansing. In ancient and medieval warfare, rape was often treated as a property crime against the men of the conquered territory. I hate that. A property crime. Yep. Rape was a property crime.
Because women were property.
It was a way to defile the enemy's lineage and demonstrate total domination. In 2008, Major General Patrick Camert, who was serving as the Deputy Force Commander of the United Nations mission in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, famously stated, "It is now more dangerous to be a woman than to be a soldier in modern conflict."
Look at the states.
Yeah.
And that's not even like conflict.
Yeah. And now there's like a state, I think you can use deadly force to stop a woman from getting an abortion or something like that.
They're talking about putting tracking devices on them.
On women? On all women?
On pregnant women. So if you go to your doctor and you're like, hey, I think I'm pregnant, and he'll be like, congrats, here's an ankle monitor.
Oh,
so they can track
awful.
The child's heartbeat to see if like you've done something to terminate the baby and stuff like that. If you leave the state to go like someplace else that does allow abortions. Like,
oh my God.
Isn't that fucking like...
That's fucked.
Listen, when The Handmaid's Tale was wrote, Margaret Atwood said she specifically put, nothing in there is made up. Everything has come from real world
and
things.
We did an episode on this, even.
Yes. Specifically because she didn't want people to go, you came up with these horrific things. They already existed.
They already exist. She didn't come up with it. They already exist. And Fact,
currently happening.
We've done this to our indigenous population since we got here. Literally since we got here. Sexualized intimidation isn't just about the act itself. It is about the aftermath. It is designed to create a social death for the survivor. In many traditional or patriarchal societies, sexual violence is used to dishonor the family. Perpetrators know that the stigma often leads to survivors being ostracized by their own communities, effectively destroying the group from within without firing a shot. During the Rwandan genocide and the Bosnian War, rape crimes were used as the explicit intent of impregnating the enemy to forcibly change the ethnic makeup of the next generation.
That is so disgusting.
I could die from that right now. Thank you. As we see in the 2026 reports from the West Bank, the threat of sexual violence is often more effective at clearing land than a bulldozer. When parents feel they can no longer protect their children's physical or moral safety, they flee. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I would be doing. Women and children are the primary targets because they represent the future and the stability of a community. Hell yeah, we do. Say it again. Say it again. Represent future and stability of a community. Say it again, queen.
Finger clap. Finger clap.
We just start saying finger clap, finger clap, finger clap.
We need to start making videos so people can really see what we're doing behind the screen.
I made a video recording the thumbs yesterday. Turned out great. So we are on our way. Season 3.
Which is coming up soon.
Heard it here first, folks. Season 3. And maybe we'll do like a test one during the summer series or something.
Ooh.
Would you like that? Okay. Women don't just suffer the violence, they suffer the transgenerational trauma. A mother who has been traumatized often struggles to provide the emotional stability her children need, meaning the war continues inside the home for decades after the ceasefire. Yes. Forcing children to watch the humiliation of their parents is a specific form of psychological warfare intended to shatter the child's sense of world order and security forever. In 1998, the Akayesu case was a landmark moment in history. The International Criminal Tribunal... Richard? Hold on. Let's make sure this is all good. Richard stepped on the keyboard. You know.
I feel like he took screenshots.
He took some screenshots. He's always doing that. Where's the fuck is the mouse? Why is it stuck down? It's backwards.
It's moments like these should be videotaped.
Where are... It's like still... Oh, it's just one finger.
Oh, we're still recording.
We're good. Put the keyboard
Sorry
on my
for
lap.
that, folks. We are experiencing some technical difficulty.
Okay, back. The International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda was the first to recognize rape as an act of genocide. Today, the International Criminal Court includes rape, sexual slavery, and forced pregnancy as crimes against humanity. We call these people non-combatants, as if they're just standing on the sidelines of a game they didn't ask to play. But in reality, their bodies are the battlefield. When a government stays silent about sexualized intimidation, they aren't just staying neutral. They're giving a thumbs up to a weapon that is designed to kill a culture from the inside out. The most effective weapon in modern warfare isn't a drone, it is the fear of what happens when the door gets kicked in. Yeah. And back to the West Bank. In 2026, the northern West Bank, which is Jenin, Tulkarm, and Nablus, were under a restriction of movement order, essentially turning refugee camps into open-air prisons. Settlers have and again, this is something that happened in concentration camps. This isn't a new move. This isn't a new move that the Israeli government created. They've just looked into history and done it.
Hey, that's a good idea. We're going to steal that.
Netanyahu's like, we'll just do what Hitler did. Settlers have repeatedly attacked the Ain Samia wells, cutting off water to over 100,000 Palestinians in the Ramallah area. There are, on average, 6 settler attacks per day in 2026. That's now, right now. This includes burning homes, stealing livestock, and vandalizing ambulances. While the Canadian government makes polite statements about settler violence, it continues to maintain deep economic ties with the systems that enable this expansion. It's funny how our government can find the moral clarity to sanction individuals when it's convenient for the news cycle, but when a report comes out saying 70% of families are fleeing because of sexualized intimidation, supported by a state military, suddenly the Canadian Diplomatic Corps is out of the office and monitoring the situation closely. Monitoring? What are you monitoring? The live stream of family being evicted from their bedrooms?
They don't have internet. We just established that their economy, their entire way of life, their infrastructure
there is some sort of internet because they're able to reach out to, like some of them have GoFundMes and TikToks
but I think those are in like very isolated areas.
Yes.
It's not like if someone were to kick the door in right here, we are just chilling in your studio space off the living room with a computer and internet and our phones in our hands. They don't have access to that because it's been destroyed.
Yes.
So what the fuck are you monitoring, Carney?
Yeah. What are you monitoring?
What are you monitoring? The Canadian rule. But aren't we the nice guys?
No.
Have you driven on a highway?
Yeah. Have you seen a person driving in Canada?
Listen, from what I know, if a guy calls himself a nice guy, he's
a bad
probably
driver.
not a nice guy.
Yeah, and he's probably not good at driving.
Or communicating, or being friends, or being an employee, or being a son.
Yeah, he just exists.
He's just an asshole.
He just exists within his own sphere of assholery.
So, the nice guy disconnaissance is that specifically itching feeling that you get when a country's branding is a moral superpower slams headfirst into its actual legislative choices. In 2026, Canada's role in the Palestinian crisis has become the ultimate case study in performative peacekeeping. In March of 2024, the Liberal government made headlines by announcing that it would suspend future arms export permits to Israel. It sounded like a bold moral stance. Turns out that the suspension only applied to new permits.
So what does that mean?
So it did nothing to address the record-breaking 28.5 million in permits that were approved the final months of 2023.
Is that permits for people coming into Canada? I don't understand.
Gun permits. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Like firearm permits in Israel.
In Israel,
Gotcha. Yeah. So we weren't funding any new permits, but before that there was like 28.5 million of new permits that were approved right before it happened. Before they made that like, law.
We funded.
The
use of the word permit, I think, is what's throwing me because it's not. It's just like that's just like a rebate.
Yeah.
You're just asking for like a rebate or a discount or.
I think it's like who is like allowed to use the kind. I'm viewing it like the permits in like the states to own a gun, but I think this is more on like a government or like organizational type of scale.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Activists are currently pushing Bill C-233, the No More Loopholes Act.
Yeah.
Fucking right. In 2026, because Canadian-made components like sensors for drones and circuit boards for jet fighters continues to be flown through the U.S. back door. So we didn't stop making arms deals. Instead, we stopped taking orders. It's just like a bakery saying that we've stopped selling bread while they're still out back loading 500 crates of baguettes into a truck marked no bread components. So it's kind of like... using the bakery analogy, you have contracts with these bakeries over here. Okay, and as of this date, we're not going to take any new orders, but I'm still going to give like bread to these grocery stores over here, to these people over here.
Right.
So they were still selling firearms, just not to anybody new.
Yeah, just the same. Okay.
You're still selling firearms.
Thanks. Love that.
Fucking seriously. Minister Mark.
That is not go off, Queen.
That is not.
That is not. Do not go off, King. You stay there.
You are not even a king.
Don't.
You're
off.
a jester.
Yeah, you're a jester.
Minister Mark Miller famously called the Gaza Temporary Residence Visa a program of failure back in 2024. And I believe we briefly touched on that in the first episode.
Yes, we did.
In 2026, that failure has become a permanent scar on Canadians' humanitarian record.
All right.
In April of 2026, the government extended the public policy for those with already approved visas until 2028.
So nobody can come until 2028? Is that what they're saying? Is that what you just said?
The government extended a public policy for those with already approved visas until 2028.
So they can stay until 2028?
I think so.
They can just
Where are they going to go?
They can just stay.
Where are they going to go?
Keep going. We can't get hung up on these details.
Essentially,
this will be a six-parter.
Yeah, it's essentially the extension of nothing. The parts of the policy that actually let people apply, parts 1 and 2, have expired.
Okay.
And the program is closed.
Okay.
The 5,000 person cap was reached, and thousands of Palestinian-Canadians in Canada were left with the unique reference codes that are essentially receipts for relatives who are now deceased. So basically, we've extended a policy for people to enter Canada, but we've stopped letting them apply to get the visa that they need to enter.
Okay.
Gross.
I hate it. I hate it.
It's a bridge that only exists for people who have already crossed it, with everyone else still standing on the burning shore, holding a unique reference code that is a useless raffle ticket. Mm-hmm. Canada's response to the International Court of Justice, ICJ, finding a plausible case for genocide in Gaza has been a masterclass in non-committal language. Canada says that it fully supports the ICJ as an institution, but has consistently refused to support the actual substance of South Africa versus Israel case. The South Africa versus Israel case is the International Court of Justice is a landmark legal battle in which South Africa alleges that Israel is committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, violating the 1948 Genocide Convention. While a final verdict on the charge of genocide could take years, the court issued a series of binding provisional measures beginning in early of 2024, ruling it plausible that Palestinian rights were being violated, and ordered Israel to prevent genocidal acts and ensure the unhindered flow of humanitarian aids, which has not happened.
It has not happened.
As of May of 2026, the case has entered a critical phase following the filing of Israel's formal response in March, with South Africa and the international community continuing to point to the dire humanitarian collapse and ongoing military strikes as evidence of Israel's failure to comply with the court's previous order. While the other nice guy countries like Ireland and Norway have moved towards recognizing Palestinian statehood and supporting the ICJ's provisional measures, Canada spent much of 2025 and so far all of 2026 monitoring and calling for restraint. For the Legal Center of Palestine Legal Center for Palestine argued in early of 2026, Canada has a legal duty to prevent genocide, not just closely follow it on news like its Netflix documentary. The most personal part of nice guy mask slipping, because the Canadian government managed rather than controlled the exit of families, Palestinian-Canadians have been forced to pay predatory coordination fees to private companies like Hala in Egypt, sometimes upwards of $10,000 per person. While the government offered financial support and free flights to those fleeing Ukraine, it requested Palestinian-Canadians to sign statutory declarations promising that they would personally pay for their relatives' housing, food, and health care for a year. We didn't save these families. We just told their relatives that if you can find 10 grand for a bribe or another 20 grand for a spare bedroom, we maybe might let them stay in. But don't expect a chartered flight. We're busy keeping peace right now. If the nice guy in the room is watching a murder happen and is also the one who sold the killer the GPS to find the house, is he really the nice guy anymore?
No, he's not.
No.
He's not.
Nay.
Let's talk about the impact of the crisis in Ottawa, Mississauga, and London, Ontario. It isn't just about headlines, it's about the local grocery store owners, students, and neighbors who are living a second parallel life of trauma while the rest of the city goes to work. In late 2025 and early 2026, Ottawa became the focal point for a massive multi-day vigil on Parliament Hill. Thousands of Canadians gathered to read the names of the confirmed 18,000 plus children killed in Gaza. That's just children.
Children.
Imagine reading these names in the shadow of the Peace Tower, a monument dedicated to the very values the government claims to uphold. It takes about 4 days of nonstop reading to get through the names of the dead children. Our MPs can literally hear the names being read from their office windows while they're drafting memos about balancing regional interests. It turns out the acoustics on Parliament Hill are great for ignoring the reality of your own foreign policy. The most devastating local impact is the financial ruin of Palestinian-Canadian families. Because the Canadian government failed to secure safe passage, families in Canada have been forced into a predatory black market. Families are paying coordination fees to private companies like Hala in Egypt, like we just talked about, often ranging from $7,000 to $12,000 US per person.
That's insane.
It is. The anchor relatives, regular Canadians in your backyard, drained their RRSPs and took out second mortgages just to pay the coordination fees to get their families out of Gaza because the Canadian government didn't have the leverage to do it.
I don't think they didn't have the leverage to do it. They just didn't have the desire.
They just didn't want to. If he wanted to, he would.
Girl.
If he wanted to, he would. In Mississauga and London, community members report draining their life savings, taking out second mortgages, like the other. Did I just read that? Oh, no, I said RSPs. Anyway, and selling their cars just to buy their relatives' lives.
It's
awful.
I have no words.
How dehumanizing. Well, Canada offered, and what stress. What, like,
right?
I can't even,
especially
we can't even
you can't
appreciate that amount of stress.
I can drive
like the
down the
importance
street
of money
and see my mom.
Yeah.
These people are trying, and I know my mom's okay.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if your mom called and was like, I'm hurt, I've fallen and I can't get up?
Well, my mom lives in Mexico, so.
So maybe that's a bit more relevant to you. But if you you have more means to fly and help your mom or bring your mom here than these people do.
Yes,
like,
absolutely. I don't have a government, multiple governments and people with guns stopping me, a military stopping me.
And the government itself being like, well, if you bribe us with 12 grand,
shut up.
I'll maybe let you help your mom off the bathroom floor. Like,
I hate that. While Canada offered free flights to others, it essentially told Palestinian-Canadians, we won't help you get them out, but if you can find a way to bribe your way to the border, we'll let them in as long as you pay for their health care too. A major May 2026 report titled Intended to Fail from the Canadians for Justice and Peace in the Middle East argues that the visa program's failure wasn't an accident, it was a result of systemic racism. The program requires invasive questions, scars, social media handles, back to age 16, that were never asked of other refugees. Families in Ottawa waited over 6 months just to get a unique reference code to start the application, and by the time the code arrived, the family members were often already dead.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that my Hotmail when I was 16 was Raspberry Ruffle. Well, what does that say about me now? I'm not that same person.
Mine was Lucky Mambo.
I like that too.
At yahoo.com. Lucky was my hamster. Mambo number 5 was my favorite song.
Good taste.
We used AI and algorithmic screening on people who were literally living in tents without electricity. We asked for their 2012 Instagram handle while they were being bombed. That's not security screening. That's a bureaucratic barrier designed to make sure the 5,000 person cap was never actually reached. Local mental health professionals in Ontario report a catastrophic rise in secondary trauma. Families are spending 20 hours a day on WhatsApp waiting for a single gray tick to turn into a blue tick. There were actual families in London, Ontario who received requests for biometrics notifications for relatives who had been killed 3 weeks prior. Canada likes to imagine itself as a peacekeeping nation, but when we follow the money, the permits, and the weapons parts, the story gets much less comfortable.
So there you have it. The Peacekeeper brand is currently in the dumpster, and the lid is on fire.
It's a dumpster fire.
It's a literal dumpster fire. We like to think of Canada as the international golden retrievers, always sorry, always polite, always ready with thoughts and prayers and automated emails. Thoughts and prayers don't do anything.
No.
But as we've seen, the politeness is just a shroud. Behind the nice guy mask, we've got our government that authorized millions in arms permits while the ICJ was literally screaming genocide in the front row. We've got a visa system that asked starving kids for their 2012 Instagram handles while they were dodging 2,000-pound bombs and probably weren't even born in the year of 2012. Right. And we've got families in Ottawa and Mississauga draining their life savings to pay for bribes to get their sister out of a war zone because our government didn't have the leverage.
And we're just talking Ontario. Who's to say we don't know anything that's going on in BC, Alberta, Montreal. Where's that place I want to go? Winnipeg. Manitoba. Saskatchewan. I'm just naming all the provinces now.
It's a geography class. None of it is technically a territory.
You're right. Believe. Northwest Territories.
Yukon.
All
those fun places.
PEI, the Maritimes, Nova Scotia. Shout out Labrador, Newfoundland.
What up, East Side?
Who are we forgetting? We got PEI. Nova Scotia,
Quebec?
Labrador, Newfoundland. I said Montreal, so yeah, Quebec. Sorry, Quebec. You all deserve to be mentioned, not just your capital.
Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC.
I think we got them all.
Nova Scotia, Newfoundland.
If we miss them, let us know in the comments.
PEI.
I'll issue an apology. I'm sure I'm going to have to issue some sort of apology after.
She's passionate. If you are listening to this in London or Toronto or right here in the capital, take a look around.
The capital being Ottawa, where Christine wrote it.
Yes. Which is the capital of Canada, not Toronto, which is a common mistake.
Yeah. Toronto is the capital of Ontario, though.
Yes. It is a capital.
Is Toronto the capital of Ontario?
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, you are correct. The people fighting this trauma aren't others. They are your neighbors. They are women who, like Nancy, are forced into resilience that they never asked for. They are the survivors of a century of colonial gaslighting that we are still quite literally bankrolling. It's time to be fucking loud.
Hell yeah.
To demand real arms embargo. To demand that the niece is family enough to be saved. And for the loved ones, and for the love of everything else, stop letting the government tell you that we're the good guys when they're cashing checks from a military industrial complex.
Hell yeah.
The most terrifying thing isn't the ghost in the attic or the killer in the woods. It's the bureaucrat in the climate control office on Wellington Street who decides with a single click that a family's life is worth less than a trade deal. So stay skeptical, stay angry, and most of all, stay fucking human.
Yeah, stay human.
What?
Yeah. Mic drop, Christine. Fucking, yeah.
If this mic wasn't hooked up to
if it
this
wasn't
arm
expensive and Kyle wouldn't get mad, we would drop the mic. Okay, and now it's time for Creep of the Week. You can put the music in here, time. Kyle. This is probably coming as a surprise to no one.
Is it Doug Ford?
No. No. This week's Creep of the Week is not a Canadian person, but it's only fitting. So I figured you guys would
Is it Donald Trump?
No, but I figured you guys would let it slide. This week's Creep of the Week is Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, yes, fitting.
As of the recording of this episode, Netanyahu remains one of the most controversial political figures in the world. Critics, human rights organizations, and international observers have accused his government of carrying out actions in Gaza that have resulted in catastrophic civilian suffering, widespread destruction, and the deaths of tens of thousands of Palestinians. In 2024, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Netanyahu, alleging crimes against humanity and war crimes related to the conflict in Gaza. While Netanyahu and his supporters reject those allegations and argue that Israel is acting in self-defense following the October 7th attacks, the humanitarian toll of the war has led to growing international condemnation. At Canadian Creepies, we often talk about power and accountability. Whether we're discussing historical atrocities, serial killers, cult leaders, or governments, the same principle applies. When those with power make decisions that result in immense human suffering, those actions deserve scrutiny. Understanding context does not excuse harm. And for the staggering loss of civilian life, the devastation inflicted on communities, and the ongoing humanitarian crisis that continues to unfold, Benjamin Netanyahu is this week's Creep of the Week.
Deserved.
And that's it. You can follow, this is a big episode, so we're just going to sign off. You can follow Canadian Creepies on Instagram. You can follow me, Radio Valerie, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and I'm sure other places, and YouTube.
And you can follow Down the Crooked Path on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all the places.
You can email me, CanadianCreepiesPodcast@gmail.com. You can email Christine, CanadianCreepiesResearch@gmail.com. You can also go to speakpipe.com/Canadian Creepies. Tell me your Creep of the Week nomination. Don't yell at me. And that's it.
We do crowdsource. Well, not crowdsource.
Oh my God.
We do.
Never crowdsource one.
Never. We do crowd control. That was the word I was looking for. When it comes to our. So you can yell at us. We just won't listen.
I just won't hear it.
Yes.
It's not a big deal. Don't let the bed creeps bite. Thanks.
Creep you later.
Thanks for listening.